Welcome back, YouTube, to Peterson Auto. It's a nice rear. Really is. So, today we're making an exhaust hanger for the dolly build. So this is actually a 04 Excursion exhaust from Magnaflow, 4-inch. It works good enough, so that's why I'm using it. I got it for cheap way back in the day. And it's stainless steel, lifetime warranty. Can't beat it. So we had this bracket here, which clipped onto there, and went up through that bolt there. So you can see the end of it's kind of rotted out, and I kind of want to use one of those standard isolators here, like this one. So we're going to make ourselves an exhaust bracket. I was planning on using the same stud, but unfortunately, it's not a stud, it's a bolt. And it really sucks to get to with a wrench, so I wound up just going another route. Which means we're going to probably move right up to here. Mounting it off of probably these two with rib nuts, I think. Maybe I'll even put a rib nut in there. I'm not even sure. But, whatever we do, we're going to make an exhaust bracket today. So, I'm going to get everything set up to show you what we're doing, and figure out what our plan actually is. And we can go from there. Alright YouTube, so basic concept, there's our new isolator. It's going to go over that rod we showed you earlier on the exhaust. So it's going to line up with there. And the bolt down here where my pinky is went into the frame. So we had to duplicate that scenario basically. I'm going to see what I got for rib nuts and see if I got anything that'll fit that hole. If I do, we'll go with that hole. If not, we'll go with the higher holes. But that's what we're duplicating today, and I'm going to show you how. Okay YouTube, we have a piece of rod here, same size as the hole on the isolator. Just to show you. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat it and bend it. First thing to do, it's going to be about an inch in. We're just going to put like a 30-degree bend on that. And then the isolator width, we're going to put another bend. And that's going to be our start. So, we're going to be breaking out the torch here. I highly recommend having more open area, but I've been torching for years. Hopefully it don't catch nothing on fire. We use the engine stand to bend it. Yes, the tip needs cleaned, I know. Okay, so it's glowing red. What we're going to do is stick it in the hole and give it a little tweak. Just enough to hold that bracket on. Eye up where we're going for the second bend. And on this one I know we're going to need a 90. Tweak it up to about a 90. Maybe a little more on that. So that's going to hold our hanger then. So now we got some layout work to do. Here's our original piece. Here's our new piece. It'll actually be more like that. If you take a look, not sure if I can do that one-handed. There we go. So this bottom hole is going to line up with where the exhaust hangs. So we're going from the top hole up to the frame. So the top hole's in line with about here. So the top hole's in line with about there. Top hole in line with about there. We're going to need to put a 90 EC right about where it needs to go. This is a little more precise than just random. So I'm going to take a second to actually mark this somehow. There we go. Now we have a mark. So looking at this, we're going to have that sitting there. Comes up. So best thing to do would be another 90 here. So that's what we're going to go with. Just looking at the design, we're going to go with another 90 and see how that works out. Let's get this torch lit up again. Find our mark and heat it up. We're going to go a little high just to make sure the hanger doesn't actually rub anything. So I'm going like a 1/4 inch above my mark. And this is not working out as well as the other one. We'll get her there. Normally I drill a hole in a big piece of steel for something like this, but this seems like a whole lot of work for today. My bending jig does not work very well. We're going to go to plan B, which is heat and bead. Unfortunately, I got to get this really hot because this torch is going to have to be put down. I don't want it cooling off. You won't see this, I'm sorry. There we go. A little bit of blacksmithing skills gets you what you need. Apologize for me being all sweaty there. It's about a 300% humidity. There's the basis of our bracket. Now all we need is a piece of steel to bolt through the frame. I did get the riv nut in. I got a 5/16 riv nut. I have no idea if I actually have a 5/16 bolt. I usually keep 3/8, so might have to go get a bolt. But we do have a riv nut, and we have the start of a bracket. So I'm going to get a small piece of plate here and drill a hole in it for a 5/16 bolt. And we'll weld it on here and cut this down. I'm going to cut this down probably right about here. Once it cools down quite a bit, to be honest with you, because I got to put it into that rubber isolator and I don't want that melting. Then I got to weld it together and put it on the frame. So it'll be a bit, but we'll get you some update here as soon as I get everything cold and back together. Well, we got a bracket made. Got a hole, little reinforcement edge. It's going to sit like that off the frame. and the hanger's going to slide on there. So right now it's cooling. That rod happens to be stainless there. This is just mild steel though. So we're going to at least put a coat of paint on the bracket part. And there's one bolt, and it is a little off. So that's why I left that reinforcement piece on there, kind of to strengthen things up some. And, I mean, it's just holding the tailpipe from sagging down any, so I don't think we'll have any issues with it. So I can always drill another hole and put another riv nut in and make it 2 bolts holding it. No big deal there. So that's a bracket. I can get her painted up, put on, and show you what she looks like. Alright YouTube, there you go, the finished product. I could put a washer and a nut on here. Just to make sure that stays, but how crappily it stayed last time, but it still stayed some. I think I'll be okay with that. I do have it sloping slightly downward. I do that mostly just so water and stuff doesn't get into it. I could bring it up more if I wanted, but this works. You know, it fits what I need. So yeah, there's how to fabricate your own exhaust bracket. The nut starts back behind here with a 5/16 18 bolt going through it, and then we just have that there. Ain't much to it, you know. I just cut that piece with the angle grinder, welded on the piece of round stock, and there we go. Now one thing I did do is I fully welded the round stock to the bracket piece. I did that just because the exhaust components are known to rust due to heat and whatnot. So I like to fully weld anything there. It just makes it so much better. Less chance of water getting in there and it rusting from inside out. So I fully welded around the whole thing. And it's quite sturdy, but it's a nice little exhaust bracket. Looks pretty. Uses an OE style isolator, which keeps things fairly steady. You know, could maybe have a little more rigidity to it, because I do have a big piece of flex pipe in there, but I'm not worried about it. It's going to work out good. We'll just have to check for knocks, bangs, and whatnot. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Peterson Auto.